No, pot's starting. Hey everybody, we just realized that my air conditioner is starting. We're doing this live outside. So I'm gonna ask my daughter to go ahead and turn off the air conditioning. And so, as I'm talking. And so, yeah, go turn off the AC, thanks. My daughter's been helping me out. I hope you guys can see me. I have this on not twisted. But we're going to talk this week about some fun science activities that involve marine biology. Can you guys see me this way? I can't even tell. She's turning off the air conditioner so that the unit's not making sound. Outside is so much fun. Can't really control anything. So anyway, before we start talking about, today we're going to talk about sea turtles. And before we start talking about them, I wanted to just go over what we did on Friday. All right. Thank you. Okay, so last week we made some bath bombs, and we're talking, and we're going to talk today about marine biology, and that's kind of the theme of the week. And today I wanted to talk about sea turtles. Sea turtles are actually a reptile in the same class as snakes and lizards. So they are they're air breathers. They're also ectothermic. That means they are not able to control their body temperature based on the surroundings. Another thing, because they're air breathers, these guys in particular are air breathers, and so they have lungs, and yet they live in the ocean. So in order to breathe, they have to come to the surface to grab a breath of air. They can stay underwater for long periods of time while they're holding their breath. They actually can sleep underwater for short periods of time also. They'll kind of wedge themselves under rocks, and we know this by studying certain species of sea turtles. Now, there's an interesting difference between turtles and tortoises. Tortoises are the land animals of the group, and turtles are the water animals of the group. Some turtles that are in water have claws and have legs they can pull into their bodies. Sea turtles cannot. Sea turtles have legs that are flipper-shaped, and so they are not able to do well on land. The only time sea turtles are on land is when they first hatch out of their nests, and then they make the perilous journey from their nests across the beach into the ocean. And then when it's time to lay eggs, only the females will come back to shore. The males, once they hatch out of their nests and make it to the ocean, they never come back to shore again. The females, when they're ready to lay their eggs, will come back to shore, and interestingly, they come back to the same beach where they originally hatched. So these guys are able to navigate in their migration patterns. We've tagged them before and followed them. They go hundreds of miles in some cases, and yet they're still able to perceive their location on the planet so that they can make their way back to the very beach where they hatched from. Now, I wanted to do a fun activity. The largest sea turtle is the leatherback sea turtle, and so I took some sidewalk chalk and I drew out the outline of the leatherback sea turtle. Leatherbacks can get up to 9 feet in length, and so you can see this guy. He's huge. He's actually, they can weigh up to 12 to 1,500 pounds, which is the size of a small Mini Cooper. So you can imagine this car-sized organism swimming in the water. They have ridges along their backs, and they're called leatherbacks because their shell is a little bit leathery to touch, and they have ridges that help actually provide movement in the water. It's hydrodynamic. When you look at some of the really large organisms in the ocean, the largest ones have ridges along their bodies. And so physical scientists have looked at that design, and they've seen that actually benefits the animal. It helps them to move through the water more easily without a lot of drag. Drag is something we're going to talk about later on this week. But anyway, this is something that's a fun activity to do. Get a yardstick and some sidewalk chalk, and then you can measure 9 feet for the length. Have your kids draw out the sea turtle, and then get some pictures. Because I want to do something fun, and so I think it might be fun to make some quick teaser on my page earlier. But I want to show you the recipe, and then we're going to try doing it. So come closer here. This is actually not my recipe. I found this online from a site that's called The Best Ideas for Kids. And it's a very simple recipe. I'm looking for things that you can use from home that doesn't require any major special materials, the squirt bottles, but I did have a very near empty mustard container, and so we're going to try it with our mustard container. if you don't have access to a mustard container, you could use an empty ketchup bottle or a syrup bottle or something like that, and see if that works. And then worst case, you could actually, let's try this and see if it works. It'd be really fun if this were yellow. But you can use this to help decorate your turtle. So I'm going to grab a brush as well. And let's take this paint over to our turtle. Let's see, let's go ahead and paint a flipper. Let's try what one of these flippers look like. Okay. Look at that. But it makes this really cool puffy pattern. Look at that. How fun is that? Okay, if you don't have sidewalk chalk, you might try using plaster of Paris. That's another powdery lime-like material. You could even try it, see if it would work with baking powder. I'm not sure if it would, but try that and see. This is just kind of fun stuff you can do, and it's kind of a kitchen chemistry. And so then I'm going to try, let's go to the head, and let's try painting it, see what it looks like with a brush. Let's move some of these guys out of the way. Just get an old brush. Oh, that's not as nice. You have to put it on pretty thick, but it might do some texture. I kind of like my squirt bottle. How fun is that to do? And then I would actually